Hi people of the internet, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about how Alaska would do on All-Star 7. If you're wondering why Alaska and why she's replacing Eevee of all people, there's a previous video that I made that explains everything. I highly recommend to check it out. The response and the engagement it created is kinda mind-blowing to me. I never expected it to be this much of a hit, and that's thanks to you guys, really. I'm so grateful. Also, big thanks to you who give me a shout out and send some people my way. Thank you so much. I'm out of words. So let's tackle the issue. I'm just going to say here that I don't know what would have happened if Alaska was on All-Star 7. But I have an idea on how it could have went. Imagine this video as kind of a multiverse of dragness, if you will. And just to be clear, all placements, storylines, etc. will only change if Alaska's presence would directly affect it. Everything else will stay more or less the same. For example, Heklina got what I like to call the blue balls edit, where production purposefully edges a strong queen for a win right until the very end. Alaska being there doesn't change this storyline, since she's not involved in it. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Here's the All-Star 7 promo with Alaska's picture made by the fabulous TheDragBook. Link to all social medias in the description of the video. Episode 1. Alaska enters the workroom after Monet and right before Jinx. Alaska mentions going in that her main goal this time is not winning, but rather the experience and having fun. Because that's what she couldn't do the last 2 times she competed. In this version of All-Star 7, Alaska has obvious ties to Jinx and also Raja, who is also from the VH1 era. Similar how to Monet and Trinity and Shay have bonds through their seasons. Jada and Vivian don't have those ties, but that's the purpose, being the COVID queen and being the queen from overseas respectively. Alaska performs very good in the reading challenge and maybe beats Jinx, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the main challenge. Alaska excels at writing funny lyrics, but she's not that good at performing, so she places high in this episode. Coincidentally, that's where Eevee placed originally, so nothing else changes. Shay still wins and blocks Trinity. Episode 2. The second episode is the Snatch Game episode, where each queen has to do 2 characters. There is quite a bit of pressure on Alaska since her last performance as Mae West was iconic. Alaska recently revealed on Race Chaser that she wanted to do Tim Gunn if she came back. So that's her first choice. For a second character, I can see Alaska picking somebody old, because RuPaul really likes that. So Betty Davis or somebody of that caliber will do. So Snatch Game comes and Alaska performs really well as both characters. But she, like everybody else, got overshadowed by Jinx's performance as Judy Garland. Furthermore, since I think production wanted to show how the blocking system works, Trinity still gets the top 2 placement. So Alaska is safe alongside Raja. Lip sync and outcome are the same. Episode 3. The third episode opens exactly the same. Shay still invents the plunger secret and Jinx wins the mini challenge. The wheel is spun, the Vivian earns some money finally, and Alaska lands on a cover, maybe pink, but definitely mentions that she wants red. She also mentions in the confessionals that she is the only one next to Shay who won a ball in the past. So there's a chance that she might win it. But since she's up against 4 very strong fashion queens, she lands in the safe zone. And Jinx gets her first block. Episode 4. In the 4th episode, Alaska is more in the forefront. Trinity and Jada, as the last 2 winners, got to be team captains and pick their teams. Jada picks Jinx first and Trinity picks Shay first. Jada originally picked Monet second, but I think she would go for Alaska here. Trinity picks Viv again, and Jada gets Monet, and Raja gets picked last. Since Alaska does not have a star by that point, she goes for the standard role and chooses the big bad wolf. Alaska says she doesn't have problems with masculine drag and mentions Buffalo Bill from season 5. And also wonders if boy drag is okay this time. Throughout this whole episode, Alaska and the Vivian have the same story. They both didn't earn a star yet, and they both go for the standard role in their respective sets. But only one of them gets the top 2 placement. Unfortunately for Alaska, Jinx's ear falls off again and Rue cackles. So Jinx gets the top 2 placement over Alaska, and Vivian wins the lip sync. While Alaska is just high. Episode 5. The episode begins with Alaska being frustrated. She tells us in the confessional that winning is not the most important to her. However, she doesn't want to be Booger Boots either. RuPaul enters the workroom and tells the Queen about the main challenge and about the first twist of the season. That being the star that can be gifted after winning this episode. Alaska tells us that she has mixed feelings about that twist because she doesn't want her first star to be a pity gift for not winning. She then talks to Raja, who also doesn't have a star yet, and tells her how she feels. They encourage each other, and Alaska finds confidence and motivation to do well in this challenge. And she does. She in fact does so well that she lands in the top 2, not with Raja, but with Jinx, which is a bittersweet moment for Alaska because she finally won, but she's still behind Jinx. This, however, gives her the drive to beat Jinx in the lip sync, and Alaska blocks the Vivian. Episode 6. The episode starts with Alaska being happy that she won, then at the same time being miffed because Jinx is still in front of her, and also a little guilty since the Vivian is now mad at her for blocking her. Alaska and Jinx then decide to give their stars to Raja and Jada. The 19th girl group formed the same way they did in the original season, so Alaska ends up in a team with the Vivian and Jinx, and also Jada. The Titanic group does the serious approach, while the other girls make it funny. The judges enjoy both teams and highlight the 2 best performers of each group. They grant a top 2 placement to the Vivian, so she's extra mad at Alaska, and since we're blueballing Shay for the season, the other top 2 placement goes to Monet. The Vivian beats Monet in the Dolly Parton lip sync and revenge blocks Alaska. Also Alaska is high. Episode 7. The 7th episode focuses on one queen in particular, Raja. She's the only one left without a star that she earned herself, which kinda pisses her off. It's a design challenge with the RuPaul looks, and the queens choose their favorite look. Alaska is third to last, and the Supermodel of the World look is still available. Alaska probably knows that Raja would really like to do it, so she picks the Season 7 promo look and leaves the Supermodel of the World for Raja. Which was the motivation Raja needed. And in contrast to the original season, Raja makes an amazing outfit. The judges love it, and she gets a top 2 placement. The second top 2 placement I gave to Trinity. It really pained my heart to take away one of Jada's wins, but I just feel like the judges would give the win to Trinity just because. The fabric Jada uses already does a lot of the heavy lifting. Please don't kill me in the comments. The song is I Want Love, and I see Raja losing to Trinity here. And she blocks Jada since she is the only 2 stars queen who hasn't been blocked yet. Alaska plays it safe, and so does Monet. Episode 8. Episode 8 is that Christmas episode that was airing midsummer, and Trinity, as last week's winner, assigns the roles. Alaska claims the Regina George Mean Girl role for herself. Somebody mentions that being in a Mean Girl clique of 3 is nothing new to Alaska. She responds to that that's the reason why she picked the role. To make fun of the past and also let out that Mean Girl side of herself. Since she's not blocked anymore this episode, Alaska guns for a win. But she barely misses out on the top 2 placement. Raja now not only wins her 3rd star, but also the lip sync against the Vivian. I could see Raja blocking Jinx here, since Jinx won 3 challenges already, but I'm not sure. Episode 9. This episode was a little controversial when it came out. People were up in arms why Jinx was in the top 2 and not Shay. I believe that was because most people didn't realize that this episode was a branding challenge first and foremost. I know they said they had to do a TikTok-esque kind of a dance, but first, a lot of TikTok dances aren't really dances. And we also had 2 dance/performing based challenges already. So the main focus of this challenge is going to be branding, as it was originally. As already mentioned, Alaska is kind of the best when it comes to branding. Pretty much everything she ever said is already a t-shirt, a song, or something else she can sell. So I think it's a no-brainer that she gets a top 2 placement here. Alongside with Monet, who I think was a little better than Jinx when it comes to branding in this challenge. I think Monet easily beats Alaska in the spoken word lip sync, and I think she blocks Raja. Episode 10. We reached the point where the competition is very interesting. 5 queens are tied with 2 stars, Monet and Raja are ahead with 3 stars, and Shay still has her 1 star. There are also only 2 challengers left, so it's neck and neck. The challenge of the week is a roast. Alaska is very good at roasting. Besides being part of the RuPaul roast on season 5, she participated in several roasts outside the show. I'll link some of her performances to the video so you can see for yourself. I believe in the eyes of the producers, the Jinx and Alaska neck and neck rivalry thing is much more interesting for the season than the Trinity got better at roasting storyline. Alaska gets the top 2 placement here over Trinity. The lip sync to the Eva Max song is terrible again, but I think Alaska would win, ? Who knows? By the way, the high queens in this scenario are Trinity and the Vivian. I think we can all agree on that. Episode 11. From the looks of it, Alaska, Jinx, Monet and Raja will reach the finale together. The other queens are aware of that too, but they say that it's not over yet. There is still 1 challenge left, and ties can happen, and maybe another twist. Shay is really down on herself, but she doesn't know that her blue ball's time is almost over. RuPaul comes in and tells the girls that the last challenge is the long-awaited talent show, and that a win in that challenge is worth 3 stars. Yes, we'll still do the 3 stars twist. I'm sorry. Everyone starts preparing for the talent show, since a win in this challenge would mean a guaranteed place in the finale. Alaska mentions that her talent is making weird noises with her mouth and writing lyrics. Alaska is a singer-songwriter, so as a finale performance she does sing a song that she wrote. The song is very funny and the judges enjoy it. But you probably already know how this is going to end. Shea Coulee and Monet Exchange are the top 2 all-stars of the week. Which means Shea has now 4 stars and Monet 6 stars. Oh my god. But this time 3 queens are tied with 3 stars for 2 places in the top. Since I think that Monet had to decide last time which queen is going to the finale because one of the choices was Trinity, this time the winner of the top 2 lip sync will choose who is going to get into the finale. Shea Coulee wins the lip sync and now she gets to decide who doesn't make it into the finals. I don't know if they would allow the girls to deliberate in the workroom or not. I guess probably not. But Shea is fair and she probably knows the pros and cons of each queen. Jinx won 4 challenges in the season, and Alaska and Raja were both pretty much equally consistently good. If I had to guess, I think she would pick Jinx and Raja. Only because Alaska would have been noted to be chasing up to Jinx the whole season, while Raja would have been more, let's say, concerned with herself. Which means our poor Alaska doesn't make it into the final. Episode 12. I think Alaska wouldn't be Alaska without throwing a little tantrum here. She says it about herself. She's a little bit of a sore loser, and I think she would cry a little for sure. But a little hot take here, letting your emotions out can be very healthy, so I can't fault her at all. I would probably do the same, and I would not apologize for it. And I think she would get over it very quickly too. I can see her remember that she came in with the mentality that she doesn't want to win, but have fun first. Now the lip sync smackdown happens. I don't know who would lip sync against whom, but hear me out. Raja and Trinity swap places, and Alaska is in the lip sync that Evie was originally. I don't know if there is a fairer way to do this. If you have a suggestion, comment it. Jinx wins against Shea Coulee to Judas, and I think Monet would beat Raja in the So What lip sync. Which means it's between Jinx and Monet again. Alaska and the Vivienne lip sync to Push It, and I think Alaska would win it since this was really not the Vivienne song. Jada and Trinity lip sync next, and I think Jada would win over Trinity here. So it's between Alaska and Jada. Now, we kinda know that the last lip syncs didn't really matter in determining the winners of the categories, so I don't know. If it was up to me, I would give She Done Already Done Had Herses to Jada, just because I like her and I think she deserves some appreciation, but it really could be both and I wouldn't be mad. I agree with Jinx's win in the original season, but this time it's even closer. There are arguments to be made for both of them. They both won 4 challenges in this season, but Monet has more stars and Jinx has the overall better performance, so I don't know. You decide. Once again, I'm fine either way. Here you can see the track records of the queens. In kind of a tragic but epic way, Alaska does have the best track record of the season, so at least she's the winner in this way. The thing is, the queens on the season didn't see when somebody was placing high, so they couldn't have known. So I guess that's it. That's how Alaska would have done on All Stars 7. Once again, this is just the version that I think is the most likely, but there are so many versions in the Multiverse of Dragness. If you think some scenarios would have happened differently, please share them in the comments, and let's expand the Multiverse of Dragness even further. I hope I see you soon for the next video. I have already some things planned for the future. I just need time to record them. Also, please like, comment and subscribe and all those other nice things you can do. Bye!